This is my digital story and a peek into my future classroom. Looking back at the past 20 years of my life, I like to think that when I first started my journey as a student, I was like a little seed. And as I went through elementary school, junior high, high school, and college, I blossomed into a flower. I never had a clear idea of what I wanted to be when I grew up, and when I got to college, I still wasn't sure, but I knew that I loved children. I decided to choose elementary education, and so far, it has been my best decision yet. Over the past 4 years, I've gotten to learn from some of the most passionate, inspiring teacher-educators who have helped scaffold my teaching philosophy, and I've also gotten to participate in authentic field experiences each year. In my future classroom, I am excited to have my own garden of students. I would like to see my students at the beginning of the year as seeds and watch how they grow and blossom by the end of the year. I like to think of my classroom as a garden because just as you would see a variety of different flowers of all different sizes and colors, each and every student will be different and unique. The foundation of my classroom community will be built on respect, feeling safe enough around each other to share and support ideas, celebrating each other's differences, and always working together as a team. My students will know that if they choose to voice their thoughts and opinions, they will be heard. One of my biggest goals as an educator is to encourage my students to be agents of their own learning and also to act as a facilitator, supporting and guiding them along the way as they need it. In order to motivate my students and help them understand that their words and actions can affect everyone in the classroom, I will use a token economy for individualized inspiration and a pebble jar for classroom inspiration. I will create a pebble jar for myself so that I can model positive behavior for my students and to show them that despite our roles as teacher and students, they have the power to stand up for what they believe is fair and just. When you step inside my classroom, you will see a bright and colorful room that invites imagination and creativity. The desks will be set up in groups because, just as Vygotsky would say, when students work collectively in groups, they interact more fully, which increases opportunities for learning. You would also find a reading corner, including a library in which students can find a variety of texts ranging in different genres and levels. This part of the classroom will include comfy places for independent reading. Across the classroom, you'll see an open space for read-aloud time and whole class instruction, and you might also find a table for guided reading or small group work. Literacy is so important in the early ages because strong reading skills form the basis for learning in all subjects. Along with space that encourages literacy through reading, you will also find an area for writer's workshop. This promotes the idea that each student is a working author. On the walls surrounding the classroom, there will be access to resources like anchor charts and instructional aids as a way to help struggling students, and also student work displayed to honor what they have completed. Seeds in a garden need to be taken care of differently in order for them to grow and blossom. For example, they may need more time in the sunlight than others, some may need to remain in the shade, and some may need extra water. Similarly, the students in my classroom will need differentiated instruction. This means that because they are different learners, I will need to provide additional support and additional resources depending on the student and his or her need. After taking several courses to complete my license in ENL, I have learned that our students all come from unique and different backgrounds, and when you bring those different cultures, history, and traditions into the classroom, you create a richer, more meaningful learning experience. To oversee the changes my students make as they grow and progress, I will use formative and summative assessments. I can use the data I collect from these assessments to see how well my students understand the material being taught and also to inform me of changes I need to be making to my instruction for the future. Collecting assessments also allows me to be a reflective teacher. Reflecting on assessing student learning helps identify what I might be struggling with personally as a teacher and what I could do to improve on this professional development practice. As Solomon Ortiz says, education is the key to success in life, and teachers make a lasting impact in the lives of their students. I hope to make their year in my classroom a time of positivity, educational success, and growth.